Upon the death of Constantius Chlorus in the summer of AD 306, his son Constantine was declared Augustus of the Western Roman Empire by his father's loyal troops in Illyricum on July 25th. Despite an initial power struggle, the Eastern Roman Emperor Galerius eventually acknowledged Constantine's position, but only as Caesar rather than Augustus. Constantine, recognizing the political reality, voluntarily accepted this compromise. In the autumn of the same year, he returned to Augusta Treverorum, a strategically important city from which he could more effectively oversee the defense of the Gallic frontier, which was under threat from the Franks. For the next several years, Constantine engaged primarily in military campaigns against the Franks, though, as recorded by the historian Eutropius, he also fought against the Alemanni. During this period, he defended the critical frontier zone, known as the Limes, along the Rhine, transferring his imperial court to Augusta Treverorum and elevating the city to the status of his capital. One of his most notable contributions to Augusta Treverorum was the construction of the Aula Palatina, a grand imperial hall completed by 310. Beyond military campaigns, Constantine focused on strengthening the defenses of this region and reinforcing his own military power. He expanded his forces, creating new legions to bolster the army and ensure the security of the Western Empire against continued barbarian incursions. His efforts during this period were crucial in consolidating his authority and stabilizing the Western provinces. In either the autumn of AD 306 or early 307, or possibly during both periods, Constantine led a significant campaign against the Franks. The reasons for this campaign are debated among scholars. It may have been a punitive expedition, as the Franks had supported the usurper Electus in his rebellion, or they might have taken advantage of the instability following Constantius Chlorus's death to invade Roman territory. Regardless of the cause, Constantine achieved considerable success in these operations. One notable aspect of the campaign was Constantine's strategic maneuvering. As the Franks were reportedly preparing to cross the lower Rhine to launch a new invasion, Constantine preempted their plans by crossing the river at a different, unexpected location. This element of surprise allowed him to catch the Frankish forces off guard, resulting in a decisive Roman victory. Many of the Franks were killed, while others were captured or enslaved. Some of these prisoners were later forced to fight as gladiators, a practice common in Roman military triumphs. In addition to the loss of life, Constantine's forces devastated the Frankish settlements. Livestock was seized, and the villages of the Franks were burned, leaving their lands in ruin. Following his victory, Constantine assumed the title of Germanicus Maximus, a traditional honorific awarded to Roman generals for victories over Germanic tribes. In a display of dominance and brutality, Constantine exhibited two captured Frankish kings during games held in Augusta Treverorum. This act was considered particularly harsh even by the standards of Roman warfare and has been described as an unusual act of savagery. It underscored his intention to send a clear message of Roman power and to deter further incursions by the Franks or other barbarian groups. Despite the political instability of AD 307, marked by tensions arising from various power struggles within the Roman Empire, Constantine was compelled to focus on the military situation along the Rhine. The pressure along this frontier was likely exacerbated by a series of raids which may have been triggered by the larger conflict involving Galerius's invasion of Italy. By 308, Constantine shifted his attention to the northern Rhine region, where he launched a campaign against the Bructeri, a Germanic tribe located north of the river Ruhr. In this campaign, Constantine achieved a decisive victory, ravaging the lands of the Bructeri and further consolidating Roman control over the area. His success once again earned him the honorific title Germanicus Maximus, signifying his second major triumph over Germanic tribes. At the conclusion of this campaign, Constantine took a significant strategic step by constructing a fortified military installation at Divitia, located on the eastern side of the Rhine opposite the Roman city of Colonia Agrippina. This bridgehead was a crucial fortification, serving as a base for controlling movements across the river and safeguarding Roman interests in the region. The establishment of Divitia not only bolstered the defense of the Rhine frontier, but also symbolized Constantine's commitment to securing the northern provinces against further barbarian incursions. In the summer of AD 310, conflict erupted once again along the Rhine frontier. This time, the catalyst for the confrontation appears to have been Constantine's order to construct a bridge across the Rhine at Cologne. The Franks, into whose territory the bridge was intended to lead, and where a fortification was being constructed, opposed this project. In response, Constantine swiftly assembled his forces for a rapid campaign to suppress the Frankish resistance. The tension seems to have been diffused relatively quickly upon Constantine's arrival. While this can partly be attributed to his proven military prowess from previous successful campaigns, it also reflects the significance of reputation in the ancient world. As the son of Constantius Chlorus, a respected and undefeated commander, Constantine inherited a formidable reputation even before his personal abilities were fully tested in battle. By this time, Constantine's own reputation as an undefeated general was growing, further reinforcing his authority and discouraging opposition. During this campaign, Constantine secured further victories, not only against the Franks, but also against the Alemanni. According to some accounts, Constantine captured the Frankish king and executed him in a brutal public display by feeding him to wild beasts in the amphitheater. However, even as Constantine dealt with these frontier threats, a more pressing challenge arose: the rebellion of Maximian, his former co-emperor and father-in-law in southern Gaul. Forced to abandon his campaign against the Franks, Constantine rapidly marched south to confront Maximian. After a swift and decisive campaign, Constantine captured Maximian and compelled him to commit suicide, thus ending the rebellion. Meanwhile, during Constantine's absence, the Franks seized the opportunity to resume their opposition to the construction of the bridge and fort at Cologne. Their confidence likely stemmed from their belief that Maximian's rebellion would create a prolonged civil war. Given Maximian's long tenure as emperor, his military reputation would have been highly regarded by the barbarian tribes across the frontier, and they anticipated that the internal conflict would weaken Rome's ability to respond to their resistance. However, the Franks were soon disappointed. Constantine wasted no time in celebrating his victory in southern Gaul and quickly reversed direction. By August 310, he had returned to Augusta Treverorum. The news of Constantine's rapid return and the swift defeat of Maximian likely shocked the Franks, who immediately halted their attacks on the construction efforts. Constantine's swift and decisive actions once again demonstrated his ability to suppress both internal and external threats, further solidifying his authority and reinforcing the security of the Rhine frontier. The death of Galerius in AD 311 marked a turning point in the stability of the Tetrarchy, plunging the Roman Empire into a period of increased political uncertainty. As a likely consequence of this instability, Constantine appears to have refrained from launching any significant military campaigns against the Germanic tribes beyond the Rhine during this time. Instead, his efforts focused on fortifying the empire's northern frontier, particularly along the Rhine limes. To enhance the defense of this critical border, Constantine initiated a series of new construction projects. One notable example is the fortification at Haus Bergel, located on the right bank of the Rhine, approximately 30 kilometers north of Divitia, modern Deutz. This fort, along with other defensive works, formed part of a broader strategy to secure the Rhine frontier against potential incursions. Constantine's efforts also included the reinforcement of infrastructure along key roads, particularly those connecting Colonia Agrippina to Augusta Treverorum, which served as vital military and administrative hubs. In addition to constructing new fortifications, Constantine strengthened existing ones, ensuring that the region was well prepared to resist external threats. This strategy of fortification allowed Constantine to maintain security along the Rhine while dealing with the internal political challenges posed by the collapse of the Tetrarchy, thus stabilizing the frontier without engaging in direct conflict with the Germanic tribes. During this period, Constantine launched another military campaign against both the Franks and the Alemanni in Gaul, which lasted until the end of the summer. Employing a strategic feint, Constantine initially gave the impression that he was preparing to cross the Rhine to confront the Alemanni, following the same path as his earlier campaigns. However, in a calculated maneuver, he unexpectedly turned his forces back and launched a rapid assault against the Franks, using a fleet to strike quickly and catch them off guard. This surprise attack proved highly effective, as Constantine devastated the Frankish territories and succeeded in capturing one of their kings. Following this victory, Constantine retraced his steps and redirected his campaign against the Alemanni, inflicting significant damage on their lands as well. This dual campaign was of considerable importance to Constantine's military and political reputation. It was commemorated in Roman coinage of the year, with the inscription Gavdivum Romanorum Alemannia, celebrating Constantine's victories and reinforcing his image as a victorious leader capable of protecting the empire's borders. The campaign against both the Franks and the Alemanni demonstrated Constantine's tactical skill, as well as his ability to swiftly subdue multiple threats on the northern frontier. During this period, Constantine once again established his general headquarters at Augusta Treverorum, where he remained for 2 years to maintain close control over the Rhine frontier. His presence in the region was vital for ensuring the continued security of the empire's northern borders, particularly against potential incursions by the Franks and Alemanni. Constantine focused on stabilizing the frontier, reinforcing the region's defenses, and overseeing the ongoing construction of fortifications, which were crucial to maintaining Roman dominance in the area. In July of AD 315, after ensuring the frontier was secure, Constantine temporarily left his headquarters to travel to Rome. His journey was undertaken to celebrate his triumph for the pivotal Battle of the Milvian Bridge, a victory that solidified his authority as the sole ruler of the Western Roman Empire and marked a significant turning point in Roman history. Tensions between Constantine and Licinius eventually escalated into open conflict, culminating in 2 significant battles. Constantine achieved victories over Licinius at the Battle of Cybele in AD 316, and again at the Battle of Mardia shortly thereafter. As a result of the ensuing peace agreement, Licinius was compelled to cede the province of Illyricum to Constantine. This territorial acquisition significantly expanded Constantine's dominion to the east, adding a new strategic frontier that required his attention and defense. With Illyricum now under his control, Constantine assumed responsibility for the defense of the Limes Sarmaticus, a critical border region along the Danube. This frontier, previously overseen by Licinius, now became a priority for Constantine's military efforts. He was already familiar with this region from earlier campaigns in AD 305, during which he served under Galerius and distinguished himself by defeating a barbarian general in single combat. The extension of Constantine's territory to this important frontier added new challenges, but also solidified his strategic position within the empire. Constantine's reign was marked by a series of decisive military campaigns and strategic territorial expansions that significantly shaped the Roman Empire. From securing the Rhine frontier against the Franks and Alemanni, to extending his control over Illyricum and the Pannonian Limes, Constantine demonstrated both military prowess and a keen sense of political strategy. His ability to maintain stability in key regions, while also dealing with internal rivals such as Licinius, solidified his position as one of Rome's most successful and enduring emperors.